What is meant by constitution? A constitution is a set of rules and regulations pertaining to the political system. It determines the organizations, powers and functions of the government. It also provides for the rights and duties of the citizens. Second question, what is the nature of Indian constitution? Our constitution is democratic. It is a written constitution which establishes a federal system. It is also a partly rigid and partly flexible constitution. Third question, what is the difference between constitutional law and ordinary law? Constitutional law is the fundamental law of the land, drafted and enacted by a constituent assembly. Ordinary law is a law that is made by the parliament or legislature and it is not fundamental. Fourth question, what is a constituent assembly? It is a special body for the forming of the constitution of a country. It is elected by the people and represents their will and aspiration. Fifth question, state the origins of the constituent assembly. The Cripps missions 1942 gave the first scheme for a constitution making body, but it was the cabinet mission sent by the British government that proposed a plan for setting up of a constituent assembly. Accordingly, the Constituent Assembly of India was elected in 1946. Sixth question, who was the president of the Constituent Assembly? Dr. Rajendra Prasad was the president of the Constituent Assembly. Seventh question, who was the chairman of the drafting committee? Why was the drafting committee formed? Dr. Ambedkar was made the chairman of the drafting committee. The Constituent Assembly set up a drafting committee for preparing the draft constitution. Eighth question, what do you mean by objective resolution? Objective resolution was the fundamental basis of making the Constitution of India. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru introduced objectives of resolution. Ninth question, what is meant by preamble? A preamble is the introductory part of the Constitution. A written Constitution must have a preamble. 10th question, bring out the purpose of a preamble. The preamble expresses the spirit or philosophy of the Constitution. It states the political, moral, economic, social and religious values of the Constitution. First question, give the reasons for the length of the Indian Constitution, or why is the Indian Constitution the lengthiest constitution? Second question, write a short note on Constitution. Third question, describe the silent features of the Indian Constitution. Fourth question, examine the formation, composition and role of the Constituent Assembly, or explain the formation of the Indian Constitution. Fifth question, what are the sources of Indian Constitution? Sixth question, explain the fundamental rights of the Indian citizens. Seventh question, what was the role of the drafting committee in the making of the Constitution of India? Eighth question, explain the objectives resolution. Ninth question, explain the preamble of the Indian Constitution. 10th question, briefly explain the principles stated in the preamble. Last question, explain the methods of amendment of the Indian Constitution, or discuss the procedure of amendment to Constitution and its features.